Eagles and the Miami Dolphins. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. That'll be taken in the end zone. Gets around him. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. This is Chris Carson, 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And an alley to run. Jackson always a threat to run. He's got the first down. He was the NFL's leading rusher among QBs a year ago.
A gain of 15 and an Eagle first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run on first down. Carson. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
They go play action with Jackson. Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
On plays like this, where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Credit the sack to Corey Legion.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
And now a hook up downfield on second down. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 32-yard line.
First down, Philadelphia.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 32-yard line. On first down, it's Carson. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. This has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Play action. It's Jackson. They'll roll him out right. He's going to take off with it. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
Maybe worse than the loss of yardage, they also lose the down. So now it's 3rd and long. From the gun, Jackson. And he finds McLaurin. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 13-yard line. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then it opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. If you're going to run against this unit, especially down here, just beware. I mean, they're the top rushing defense in the league.
Yeah, and then they go ahead and they double down with the whole thing because you think, okay, let's throw the ball. Oh, yeah.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Cortland Sutton, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that makes the score 7-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
They run with Ezekiel Elliott, last year's NFL rushing leader. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. In on the tackle, Kamoko Toure.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Gun.
Newton now to throw. He's going to air it out for Dorsett. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Logan Ryan. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Throwing on 2nd down. Jackson steps away to his left. And he's going to keep it here. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. On 3rd down, Carson, and he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Ready?
Let's go one more. Slam.
Gun.
A first down carry by Elliott. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his second rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League. And that's Elliott, complete.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Out of the gun, Newton. And able to find Dorsett. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down. Newton now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Throwing is Newton. Open man is Howard, the tight end. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And they're going to face a 3rd down. From the gun, here's Newton. Flush to his right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson, and he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. The tackle made there by Dayon Buchanan. On 2nd down, it's Carson. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Jackson from the shotgun. He's going to fire one deep middle. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15. Jackson and the offense come up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Here's Jackson. From the gun, he'll throw. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Cameron Jordan, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. Throwing on 2nd and long. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. That's on the first guard selected in the draft back in April, Chris Lindstrom from BC. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Jackson operating from the gun. He completes this to Sutton. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the first down due to the previous penalty.
But it's third down.
The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down.
I can't believe they let you play.
From the gun, Jackson. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Newton now to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter. A lot of time to change. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Shaq Lawson in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Meanwhile, taking a look at what's going on in KC. It's the Chiefs that have jumped out to the early lead against the Raiders. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. 30 seconds remain in this first half as they come up here 1st and 10. Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Operating from the gun, Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Jackson now. From the gun, he'll throw. Buying time to his left. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because...
And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Shaq Lawson, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. On second down, Elliott. And another tackle broken. And he'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
That's it. Ready, 20.
Throwing on third down, Newton. Going up top. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Carson. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game. Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4.
56, right there, 56. Oh, yeah, here we go again.
Now Jackson operating from the gun, and that's knocked away and incomplete. The free safety, Trey Boston, there to knock it away.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Bailey's kick is good, and the lead moves to 10-zip. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt, just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Newton. Escaping the pressure right. That one complete to Elliott. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Back to throw, Newton. He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide it. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
It was Taven Bryan who got him down defensively. From the 44, Newton.
Well, it's tough time.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Shaq Lawson make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Third and long, it's Newton. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Another drive comes and goes, still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. Yeah, that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. K.J. Wright in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
56 right there.
Here's Jackson. Got a man open, it's Sutton. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
To throw is Jackson. He's got it complete to Thompson. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 42-yard line. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
The Eagles on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 16. Shotgun handoff to Thompson. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 17 yards and a first down for Philly. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Dayon Buchanan in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
I like his thought process and his ability to move and get downfield. But what I didn't like was the final decision, to go out of bounds. They want to keep the clock moving. Instead, they give the defense an extra timeout.
The Eagles on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is third down and 12. From the gun, Jackson. He finds Coleman. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 14. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on third down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass.
And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Corey Legion picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. This is caught. Oh, no, he lost the football. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Greg Olsen, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Bailey got the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Second and 6 at the 30-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll fake the handoff. Now Newton. He'll buy some time right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play there for Miami. And even 50 yards. Now, defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
A gain of 4. It's now
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away. And incomplete.
Isabella, incomplete. It's now 4th down.
On 4th down, Brian Flores going to call on the field goal unit. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. Well, maybe a little bit of an anxious moment there as that ball got closer and closer, but it does curl in.
Yeah, actually did a little bit of a slow dance there with the left upright, didn't it? But had just enough space, as you said, for it to curl in.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Newton to throw. That ball complete to Isabella. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Caught by Jones. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Newton now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Newton. Now he's got it, and he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Ezekiel Elliott with touchdown number 12 on the year as his guys are back within a single score. Fairly fortunate to get the extra point to go here. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So still a small chance here with a little over 30 seconds to go, but they're definitely going to need this one to bounce their way. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. Here's Carson. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Getting the sack to 227-pound linebacker Quan Alexander. Jackson now. Flush to his right. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And I tell you, this was a fun one. Just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know. They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league. How many times have we talked to coaches prior to a game and assessed, you know, the strengths, the weaknesses, the whole deal? Even in games when one coach was a decided favorite, what do they always say to us? But you do know this is really a 7-point league. 7 points either way usually decides a ball game. We had exactly that in this one.
And not only that, but this is a gutsy road victory, one they can hang their hat on. So for the Eagles, they continue to make their case for the playoffs as they move to 9-3. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Miami, they fall to 6-6 now on the campaign. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at MetLife Stadium with the New York Jets. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.